junk I have ever tasted in my whole life. It's not around anymore. I can see why. Fresca is horrible. It tasted really bad. I remember my mother buying it one time, and I took a swig of it thinking it was something else, or water or something, and boy, that tastes terrible. that stuff tasted bad. So did Tab. Really bad. Those diet drinks in those days tasted terrible. Really did. Mountain Dew, remember them in the original bottles. Tab, I mentioned that, in original bottles. Kmart, phonograph records, of course, RSO. How about typewriters? You know, since computers have been on the scene how many years now? Typewriters and even encyclopedias. Now there's something out of the past. You just don't see them anymore. You had guys even plugging those at the door. Encyclopedias. Anybody remember encyclopedias? Yeah. Okay, let's go now to another question in our trivia as we wrap up our show today. Radio, television, and movie classics. If you want to be part of the show, we have 8 minutes to do that. 8 minutes, 34 seconds left in the program. And if you would like to get into the show and be on it, be participating in it, we do not have any hits, even in our conclusion. So I'm hoping that you'll catch this program in podcast form. And you want to answer some of these trivia questions, you're welcome to do so. But let's see. I want to skip that one question. And too bad I can't go back. I want to try to go back, see if I can get that question back. Okay, let me see. Probably not. I don't know. No, it's starting all over again. Rats. Okay. Okay. We'll just have to leave it at that. I want to go to another batch of trivia questions then. I'm going to flip over to something else. And we were doing 1963 TV here. So I want to go back to that page. Let's see if we can find our 1963 TV here. Whoops. Go forward. Go back to that page. Let's see. Okay, let me see. 1960s TV. Here we go. Going to go back to that page. Let's see what we can find here. Let's see. 1963 TV. We'll get some more questions here, and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, let's see. TV in the 60s, 63, 1963 premieres, 1963 season premieres. Okay, let's go now. Time that. Okay, we did a lot of these already, so I'm not going to repeat some of these questions. So I'm going to kind of let it run through, and while it's going through, I'm going to do some more Americana before we close up today. And let's see. Okay, I'm remembering some of those. And let's see, I have a few other ones. Okay, let's see. Americana. LA's. Oh, yeah, okay. It also includes things that still exist, but have improved since they've existed, such as brick cell phones. Remember those from the 1980s? Yeah, that's how it all started. That's how it all started. Brick cell phones. We got a bunch of them here. Check this out. Brick cell phones, folks. Oh, man. As a matter of fact, these were circa 1980, and about covered your whole face. Yeah. And then I was talking earlier about the watches that were also calculators. You know the old calculator watches? Yeah. Calculator watches. That was a big Christmas item. Probably a big ticket item. What about pet rocks? A&P Supermarket. A&P Supermarket's kind of like I don't know, they dissolved. They just don't exist anymore. Anybody remember A&P supermarkets? Yep. Brill Cream. The Blizzard of 1977. I won't forget that one. That was a year I lost my chance to have a nice classic 1966 Oldsmobile. Just never got the chance to have one of those cars. We would have had one. It would have been great. So I guess what we're going to do then is just end with those questions that I mentioned at, because I already have a lot of those trivia questions already on here. So when you play this recording back, when you listen to this podcast later, you'll have those questions. And if you know the answers to them, just drop me that in the GJR Spreaker public site by hitting the balloon icon in the GJRB widget. It'll take you to the chat room, and you can answer the question right there with your name and the right answer, and I'll acknowledge you on the air on the next program. Okay? We'll do that. And you'll have a chance to answer those questions and, all that good stuff. All right, well, that puts an end to Gary J's radio, television, and movie classics for today. I'm sorry we didn't get to a lot of this stuff. Sometimes I have to look at my thing and say, what I do now is I make notes on my rundown. If I have too much in the rundown, I will scratch it out in the rundown, and I will put in that I didn't have enough time for them. And then I determine how much time I have for certain segments of the program. And especially since we cut this down to 2 hours, the next program will go back to 3. The reason I had this down to 2 hours to begin with was because the Spreaker public site didn't give me no more room. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to cut this short, But that's going to do it for Gary J's Radio, Television, and Movie Classics next week. It's our last Christmas program, our last American Christmas Jukebox. That'll be next Friday, 3 o'clock Central, right here on GJRB Online. Until then, if we don't catch you then, have yourself a Merry Christmas from GJRB. Thanks a lot for listening to Radio and TV and Movie Classics. Have a great evening.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie. This is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, where it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land. End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. GJRB will be bigger than ever in 2018. More spontaneous broadcast, more of your favorite shows on more often. Details in January on GJRB.
This is GJR Broadcasting.